Okay, this is part 2. We're at the vigil for Botham Jean Stem, a young accountant from St Lucia who was 26 years old.
Does anyone have a prayer in their heart to
I'll turn this off if you'd rather, or I'll stand far away so I can't hear it.
Oh, I'm going to ask Stephen to read these words written by Eustachius. She's St Lucian. Oh, you're going to go ahead?
Stephen, you got it?
I want to read it. Or should I?
No, let Stephen read it. His accent's easier to understand.
You can read half and I'll read the other half.
Okay.
I should read.
Very clearly, though. Slowly and clearly.
Killed at home.
Wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
Killed at home while black. Did you hear she said she entered the wrong apartment? After a lugging shit, but was able to hold that gun steady enough to shock and not miss, murdering him while he chained in his own crib. I don't believe his door was ajar, but I believe the only click here was that of the gun. Now, you want me to believe you executed a search warrant and found some herb, a herb that is for the healing of the nations. This is a desperate attempt to tarnish a character without blemish. I said to the cop that shot him, was the one smoking it? The stench of corruption is all over, and the rest of the world is smelling. How do you murder an innocent man in his own home, then try to criminalize him? We are watching. We want justice. The tide has changed. There is only one race. It is the human race. Until then, his reflection will be seen in the faces of every young black man. It is not good enough now that everything our black sons leave home, we are filled with fear. We feel compelled to continuously pray the black mother's prayer until their safe returns. But we have to worry of them being black in their homes, which are no longer safe heavens. One black mother's pain is every black mother's pain. We want justice for Botham. Bon adieu.
It's strong. That is strong.
I don't know the other folk.
Oh, the French words, yeah. So these were words written by Eustachius Herman from New York. We also have Antonio here who just joined us. You want to tell us a little bit who you are and why this is important for you?
My name's actually Jacques.
Oh, Jacques. Okay.
Antoine is my middle name.
Okay.
He might have been
My middle name.
Okay.
I just use my middle name because, I have very strong political views.
Okay.
And I don't want
To
everybody
know.
Right.
know what I'm saying.
Right,
But this one really hit me hard because unlike the other guys who get shot by cops, this one was, I think he was most closely like me. Like, he's an immigrant, I'm Haitian. He's a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a seminary student. I'm in my last year of seminary. He's a worship leader. He was just an all-around good guy. He didn't have a criminal record. He ain't doing, not to say that because you have a criminal record or you have a questionable background, you deserve that. But, this guy, he was impacting lives in the community, not like on a large scale. He was leading He was a leader. And you know, if you want to take out a people, what do? You attack their leaders. And this one was like really hit me hard because like it really shows that like injustice, it affects all of us, not just, you know, like the not just, you know, brothers who are not brothers who are in church too. Like we're susceptible to all of this. Just because you play, you know, you live your life straight and narrow doesn't mean that the system is protecting, that you're protected. None of us are protected. And so I really felt like I should do something to honor this brother because he's one of our best. You know what I mean? They took senselessly one of our best, one of our you know, who was gonna do something, a mover, a shaker, influencer, somebody who's not just influencing, but influencing in the right direction. He was moving people to God. He was leading people in worship, and they just took his life for no reason. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, they start trying to defame his character. So that it's just really hit me hard, and it's a wake-up call for me that while I'm here, I have to take my calling seriously. I have to do the things I know is right. I can't just expect somebody else to do it. I got to get out there and start doing all the things God put in my heart, because tomorrow's not promised. You know what I mean? I'm sure he probably had plans for the holidays where, you know, next year where he's going on vacation, and all of a sudden like that, his life is gone. You know, the next day is not promised, and it's just a really strong wake-up call for me to get active and start doing all the things that God put in my heart, and move forward in my mission in life. So that's basically why I'm here. I thank everybody for being here, and thank you guys for taking time to do this. I had to go. I was over there looking, and I saw you guys, and then I realized I had to go feed the meter. So then I went and put some coins. That should be good now. But thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody for participating in this. I know it's not big, but you know, God sees it. God sees everything that we do to commemorate this brother and to commemorate his honor. To maintain his honor, because he deserves it. It's very easy to get into the wrong things in this life, but he chose to do the right things. He chose to do, you know, being a child of immigrants, it's very easy because you can always, oh, my parents don't know anything about this country, and it's very easy to go down the wrong road as a child immigrant, but he didn't do that. He held on to God. You know, he lived his life the way he's supposed to live. He would have been a father. Like brothers, like church brothers, they want to get married, they want to build families, they want to contribute to the community, they want to contribute to the larger society, and all that got taken away. Like the children that would have been born, the people who would have potentially come to God, see him as an influence. Like I think about my pastor, Pastor Nell, Philogene Nell, like just the impact he's had on the Haitian community. Imagine if he was taken at a young age, at 26. He's 65 now, he's getting ready to retire. Imagine if his life would have been taken. Or Pastor Waller, which is of Enoch Tabernacle, a very influential man. At 27 and 26, if his life would have been taken, like how much he influenced my life, and how much he influenced my whole family. My nephew, he's going to Eastern University, a Christian school. So his life counted, and you know, all that got taken away. The devil's really working. That's why we have to work too. We have, like the people on God's side, we have to keep working, we have to keep fighting. We can't, I'm speaking for myself, like, we gotta keep fighting, we gotta keep moving forward. Like we haven't reached, it's not the end yet, you know. We're a lot better than we were. I can't say that, you know, it's all bad and it's horrible and it's better than it was, you know, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but it's not there. We're not there yet. We have to keep moving. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep pushing forward because obviously Satan's still working. So the people on God, who are on God's side, who are on the side of right, we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep fighting. We have to, for me, I'm talking straight for myself. Like prioritize in my life what's important, what's not important, and not focus on the lesser things. Not get distracted. But focus on the things that are most important. And I think this is what. God will always find some good out of the bad because He's a merciful God. He'll always find some way, even though that wasn't His plan. But He'll always find some good out of the bad situation. So I feel like for me, that's what it's doing for me. It's waking me up. It's causing me to get my priorities in order and start doing the things that God's called me to do in my life, in my little circle of influence, and move forward with that, with the things God has put in my life. So that's really all I have.
So we want to thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing and being here. And even though we just met recently, like within the last 2 days, it's good to hear from another young man, another immigrant to this country, another black man, another Caribbean immigrant black man whose life is mattering right now. And as he said, all the great stuff that he's doing. So we are represented here in the Pan-African diaspora. We have Haiti, we have Trinidad and Tobago, we have Nigeria, Trinidad and Tobago, we have Honorary Trinity, and we have Global Susanna. So we are very much represented here, and our lives count and our lives matter, and we're not screaming and shouting at police. We're not fighting and doing all. I do some of work with Black Lives Matter for the real justice, more restorative in terms of black healing matters. This is just very important because when it comes to us, we were never considered in the conversation. We were always taught as the afterthought. Maybe you are just another black face. But as we see, our African lives matter too, and our Caribbean lives matter, and our African American lives matter. And it's about time to break those walls down. So we need to be radical and break those walls down because St Lucian lives matter. And even though they're small in population, they live here and they have come and migrated. We say no to those walls. We say no to the walls that are in Mexico, but we also say no to the walls that we are building in ourselves. We say no to the walls that the colonizers gave to us. There's so many walls between us, so many walls that the colonizers did build between us. They're so high, they're so thick, they're so strong. It seems almost invincible. Whenever I speak about the walls, I speak about Girard College, where my freedom fighters are. And God has given me a heart after them, and just to know that God has joined me together with them. They broke the walls down. They broke those walls down and integrated children. And so I'm just thinking about those walls that after 400 years of slavery, those walls need to come down. And this whole tragic incident, this fatal incident that has happened to yet another young black man. I have a son that's 18 years old, black man, immigrant, Caribbean immigrant child. Good child, it can happen to him. It can happen to anyone. It's possible. It's much more possible than ever before. So our hearts grieve. Our hearts grieve. It pours out and it grieves and it says, enough is enough. This is a turning point. Just to the fact that they will just, after all was said and done, they found a clause. They found something hidden just to plant it on him. In this day and age when marijuana, we have medical marijuana, we have colleges, we have people being trained, we have pharmacists everywhere. People are waiting in line. Politicians are waiting in line. Decriminalizing marijuana by politicians waiting to pocket. Everyone's waiting in line. Everyone's waiting to do these things. And then they found that, and that's the reason why they should kill him. They just turn the hands of time. I'm just, really appalled, but really I believe that something good is going to happen. And I'm glad that I'm a Caribbean person. I'm glad that I am from Trinidad. I'm glad that I do Caribbean people. Philadelphia many years ago when I didn't know what God was doing. And he started establishing a working community in Philadelphia. Just to know we have to refresh this story. I do every single time for whatever reason God has put in my heart. What they do to Haiti. It's so way beyond, you know, 1804 and all. It's a way beyond. It's that whole. It's just the system is at work. The system is at work, but God is at work, and I believe God is doing something. I remember a few months ago when I stood up and I said no to the S-hole countries that our president is calling African and our Haitian people. And I said, no, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. Respectfully, I will let you know that that cannot happen. So God is doing something, and I'm happy to be a part of what God is doing. And you talk about being movers and shakers, and now it's really kind of shifting to understand where your priorities. It's so important, you know, that these shifts take place, but on a micro level the shifts take place, but also on a macro level it's going to take place. It is taking place right now. I declare the works of the Lord in the land of the living, that it is taking place way beyond what we see, what our eyes can see, what our ears can hear. It is taking place. Walls are being broken down. Lives are being put back together again. In this nation, in this country, during Trump's administration, God can do great things within a bad leadership. God can do great things. God has a people, and you always have a people who are called by his name, who can hear his voice and can walk and follow the direction of the Lord. God has a people. I remember many years ago with an immigration lawyer, and I was down in the office on 6th and Walnut Street. Senior immigration lawyer. I'm having the time of my life in this country. I'm having the time of my life. And I was crying out. And I turned to him and I said, don't you play with my people. There's a group of people behind me that God. And I didn't know what I was saying. I started prophesying. And I did not know that Caribbean community in Philadelphia was going to happen. I did not know about advocacy. I did not know about anything because I was just trying to live and survive. I was trying to get what is supposed to happen, the long delays and the backlog. You're doing everything right, but everything's not happening. They're snickering in my face. I can see it. Senior lawyer who trains the junior lawyers in Philadelphia. And I'm looking at him, just God had a plan for me. I didn't have a plan for my own life, but God had a plan. And I submitted to God's plans and purpose. And here I am today. Didn't know when I actually got my green card, I turned around in the immigration office and I said, I'll be back. I'm coming right back here in the jaws, the lion's jaws. I'm coming right back here. So I'm fearless, not because of some paper and some document. I'm fearless because God orchestrated my life. I didn't do it, but he orchestrated my life. And so it is. He's the architect of your life, my life, yours and yours and yours. He is the architecture of our lives. So we're here today again to really give words, a reflection, the things that I've done, the things that is happening in Philadelphia now, but even with Wilson Good, the things that I'm seeing, and with the move, it breaks my heart to know what is happening. And to know that we forget. We enslave our own black people. And we forget. But God doesn't forget. He never forgets. He turns things around in his time. And this hour has come. The time has come. Now I believe it. It has come. It has arrived. It's just something different. This never bothered me. September 6th never bothered me because I'm so used to seeing him. He's from St Lucia. Sure, okay, that's the difference in the equation. He's a good man. We've had so many slain lives of young black males that were good. They didn't have anything on them. They weren't carrying a gun. They weren't doing nothing. We've had that before. But when his funeral came and they found marijuana, I said, okay, we all know they planted it. Okay, so we all know that something's wrong with their story. It doesn't add up now. You know, this is too blatant. It's too blatant. It's way too blatant for every Homo sapien to see what is going on in America. It's as blatant as what is happening in the White House. So it's so blatant, we just laugh at it. It's like, okay, this is the time that God has arrived now to shift things around. This is the hour that God has arrived. He's going to take care of us. And so we grieve, and we grieve. We grieve the loss of another good young man. And all we can say is we just wait on the Lord and be of good courage while we wait. And we watch to see what God is doing, because He is working. And He is working. He's working. So we're going to be lighting the candles and offer some sound and some prayer again. And let's start.
And why am I here? I'm here in solidarity with the Caribbean community, and also because I'm trying to get started in Philadelphia a movement to disarm cops. Police have too ready access to lethal weapons. They don't need to have it. Not now when communications are so good. If they need guns, they can very rapidly access them. There's no need for police to walk around with guns on their hips. And until guns are removed from police, everyone else is a sitting duck. Moms demand action, want to change the gun laws, but they don't want to do anything about the police. I think they're making a mistake.
Like this.
And here, we're symbolizing the life that was in this young man that was extinguished so quickly.
We all know that goes back to our civil rights days in America, but I'm sure it can resonate with every last one of us here. So we can just join in together. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall someday.
Yolanda Alexander from Trinidad has been the leader in this, as she leads us so often in the Caribbean community. And here she is, lighting candles. This is the second video. First video, everyone gave a little talk about why they're here. And Miranda led us in prayer.
Blow a fuse.
We are not many, but we are strong.
That the dark past has taught us. Sing